Hi everybody, welcome back. Today for you, I have a new series I'm embarking on, and it is called Can I Pan It? So I watch other people's project pans, and I am just always in awe of how they can commit to getting through an item. And then I kind of have always just been curious and kind of wanted to do this myself, but also kind of didn't because I'm really defiant. And if I'm being told I have to use something, I don't want to use it, even if it's me telling me that. So I started going through my collection, and there are some things that I want to repurchase, but I have to justify that repurchase. So I want to kind of get through them so that I can go and buy it again. So I'm calling this series Can I Pan It? And my goal is by January to have the majority of these panned, or at least showing some signs of pan. Now the foundation I will be rotating out because right now this is kind of, I'm in that in between my tan and my normal color. So once I get to my normal skin tone, which will probably happen sometime around November, then I will switch out the foundations. But without further ado, let's get into this. So first up, we'll just talk about foundation. The foundations I'm wanting to pan are my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte and the Pro Glow. These are my summer shades, which are 108 in the Pro Matte and 209 in the Pro Glow. Right now, at this point in the game, I would usually mix these two shades together. But because I am kind of in between tan and not tan, I'm actually mixing them with my normal skin tone color, which is 106, which is Sun Beige. And let me go off, and I completely and totally forgot to tell you guys this. I only had one video up last week. I missed out on a collab I really wanted to do, but I can't do. I was injured at work, and so I either have a torn rotator cuff or a torn label, and I can't pull it up too far, but I am slung, so I cannot use my right arm whatsoever. So it's going to be a little bit of kind of hit and miss, just to let you guys know that I will still try to post as much as I can, which I usually do twice a week, but I might have to go down to once a week just because I can't click a mouse with this hand. This hand doesn't know what to do unless I'm driving, or apparently I am ambidextrous when it comes to makeup. Next item up, this is the Milani Even Touch Powder Foundation. Now, putting a powder in a project pan is really hard, especially when it's one that I use very sparingly and very lightly. Because this is a powder foundation, I don't slap it on top of my makeup, but I do like to dust it just down my T-zone very lightly. I use a big fluffy brush for that. Now, it does have a bit of a dip in it, but I at least like to be able to see the pan underneath by January. So that's kind of my goal. Also, this is because I have so many products that I forget about that I love, that I just want to use. And this is one of those that kind of gets thrown off. Now, these next two are blush, and I have 10, I believe I have 10 items here total. One of them is already half pan, and that's only because I broke it. The whole reason I want to pan these is because I want to buy the new formula and try it out. These are the Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes. This is still the old formula. This is one in Pearlescent Pink. And see, this one is half pan because I did drop it and it's broke. But actually, the other half stays in there really well. So this one is in Pearlescent Pink. This one is in Mellow Wine. And I've got like a little bit of a dip going in there. But I love both of these so much. And I just want to kind of get some more use out of them before I decide to purchase new ones. Next up is Contour Palette from e.l.f. Now, this is kind of cheating, I guess, too, because these two already have a really good amount of pan in them. But I want to repurchase this, so I want to kind of get some more use out of it. Now, this one here does have a pretty good sized dip in it, but I honestly don't use it as much. I use this one down here to set my under eyes all the time. It's my favorite for doing that. This one, spot on, my best contour shade ever. This one I don't really use. It has a little bit of ambient lighting. I won't say shimmer, but it just has a little bit of glow in it. So you could use that to set the under eyes too. But I usually don't prefer to use that. I might try to dip into it and use it some more. But mainly I want to get those other two done so I can buy a new one. Another one I want to use up is the e.l.f. Bronzer Palette. I very seldom reach for this, and I love this palette. That's what's so sad about it, is I really, really do love it, but I very seldom, I don't reach for it often at all. I do like all of the shades in here, with the exception of this one here, which is actually up in the top right hand corner, because it has a lot of shimmer in it. But one thing I like to do is kind of mix the other 3 shades here together and use that as my bronzer, and I just need to use this and start getting some more use out of it. Next up are 2 highlights. Now this one actually expires in January, which is why I'm kind of wanting to get this project underway. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer, right? This is in the shade Reserve Your Cabana, and it is very much so a highlight. Now, it already does have just a tiny little teensy bit of pan in it, but I definitely want to get some more use out of it. It does expire because it contains sunscreen in it. So it expires in January of 2018, so I want to get a bigger dip of pan before I have to go repurchase another one. Now, I don't think I'm going to hit pan on this highlight because honestly, hitting pan on highlight's hard to do. You use so very little. But I definitely at least want to get this in the rotation and start using it up, or getting some use out of it. This is the Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter, and this is in the shade Radiant Lights. I love this. This is such a beautiful highlight, and even for a baked product, I mean, it's just so buttery, soft, and here, we're going to try and swatch this here. See how this goes. Oh yeah, see, you can see that it's so buttery soft. It's super duper glowy beautiful. I mean, it's a see you from space type of highlight. It's not subtle at all, but I really, really do love this one. Last product up. It's a doozy. Oh my goodness. Yes. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. It is my original Too Faced chocolate bar. There is only one reason I want to pan this, because this is the original Too Faced chocolate bar. This little sleeve in here, I want to pan this so bad so that I can buy a new one, so I don't have to keep track of this little sleeve anymore. But here we go. None of these colors have a bit of pan showing, but some of them have some really good dips. So if I can just get a couple of them to get dipped down to where I can see pan, then I can justify buying a new one. Even though this palette's probably almost 3 years old, doesn't matter. It still smells like chocolate, it still tastes like chocolate, and it doesn't irritate my eyes, and it performs perfectly fine. And so that is it. That is my project, Can I Pan It? I will update you each month to let you know how far I've gotten along. I'm keeping them all in my little basket here so that I know to reach for those all the time, right here where I do my makeup at my table. Make sure that down below there in the comments that you give me some encouragement and tell me you can do it, you can do it. Send me some positive energy and some vibes. And let's see if I can get this done. Once again, I want to thank you, of course, for spending a little bit of your time with me today. I truly, truly do appreciate it. Again, with the injury, I might have to slow down just a little bit, maybe only going to once a week, just because the editing part. But I have found I can do my makeup with my left hand, so fear not. We do have some really, really good review demo tutorials coming up. ABH Prisms coming up, as well as ABH Subculture. Definitely, I've got a haul coming up. I have got a haul coming up because I've been holding on to it for a little while and it just keeps getting added to. Also, before you leave, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss out on any of my future uploads that I have here. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.